News Channel 8, standing up for what's right.
Tonight on Tulsa's News Pulse, new legislation aiming to protect kids from the dangers of fentanyl exposure. Details on the next steps for Leo's Law. Rural fire departments are about to get a major funding boost. Crews can expect a cash injection to help better serve communities facing fire danger. Those stories and more straight ahead.
After months of pushing for change, a bill known as Leo's Law is now one step away from becoming law in Oklahoma. The legislation, created to help protect children from fentanyl exposure, faced questions about whether it would even survive this session after concerns over the cost of the bill.
The fiscal fight was really what it was just trying to get that down to a realistic number.
But Thursday, it passed through the Senate unanimously with a 47-0 vote and is now headed to the governor's desk. Leo's Law would expand Oklahoma's definition of a drug-endangered child to include fentanyl exposure risks linked to caregivers. The bill would also require DHS to conduct safety reviews and alert prosecutors if parents refuse drug screening consent. For Leo's father, Jacob Tao, getting to this point was far from guaranteed.
We just feel a wave of relief. The session ended a little bit early, and there was a lot of question whether or not we were going to be able to get this bill done this year. So the fact that we were able to actually figure everything out, just a wave of relief that we got it done this year.
And the biggest roadblock, the price tag. Early estimates for the bill reached more than $127 million, leaving some lawmakers questioning whether the state could afford it. The bill was even temporarily adjourned before returning to the Senate Thursday as Senate Bill 633 after changes brought the cost down to about $1.2 million.
With Leo's Law, whenever I would talk to them, they would be, wow, we're not already doing this? And then once they would actually figure out we're not, how much is it going to cost?
We haven't got it down to where it's palatable yet, but I anticipate that if they're already doing testing with the 7-panel and they just need one more test, it's not going to be a significant physical impact. We just don't have it.
And part of lowering that cost meant removing an amendment that would have helped address drug residue cleanup inside of homes. An advocate who lost her grandson to fentanyl poisoning and the creator of the amendment, Jennifer Stevens, says it was a hard decision, but one they felt was necessary to keep the bill moving forward.
It created another level of fiscal impact where if you came into a home and you felt that it needed some cleanup, some remediation before that child was going to be safe, there was going to be an additional cost. And there were some different ways that could be implemented, but at the end of the day, DHS felt really strongly about that. And so in order to get this passed, then we just had to drop that, and that's fine.
The bill now heads to Governor Kevin Stitt's desk, where supporters hope Leo's Law will soon become another tool in the state's fight against fentanyl crisis. In Tulsa, Jaya Brown, Tulsa's News Pulse.
Rural fire departments across northeast Oklahoma are receiving a boost from the Cherokee Nation, including right here at the Wagner Fire Department. Firefighters here say that funding will help support their department and the community that they serve. The Cherokee Nation is contributing over $400,000 to 138 rural volunteer fire departments. Wagner Fire Chief Kelly Groom says while their department is in better shape than some others, many smaller fire departments continue to struggle with funding, equipment, and manpower.
There's a lot of fire departments that receive funding from them, and it means a lot to them. A lot of fire departments, they struggle more than we do.
The Cherokee Nation provided $3,500 to each of the 138 departments receiving funding this year. As for what the funding will go towards, Chief Groom says,
More than likely it'll go for equipment, either gear or hand tools or something like that.
The funding comes as fire departments across the area continue to face rising costs and challenges finding volunteers. Grooms says volunteer firefighters remain critical to emergency response in communities across Green Country.
If you took all the volunteers away, we would really struggle. Here, we wouldn't be able to enter a structure fire.
The Cherokee Nation says its annual contribution helps support departments that often rely on fundraisers, community support, and local taxes to continue operating. And the Chelsea Fire Department also seeing some money come through. Chelsea Fire Chief Craig Sampson says their funding will help purchase new grass rigs and firefighting gear for crews. Cherokee Nation Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. says investing in firefighters is a way to support the people who protect communities across the reservation and beyond.
Firefighters say that every dollar counts for these smaller departments, especially as equipment and response costs continue to rise. Reporting in Wagner, Danielle Huliocano, Tulsa's News Pulse.
From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast.
It's been a breezy day across the state, not only here in Green Country. So far, wind gusts have ranged at around 25 to 35 miles per hour, but those gusts nearing 45, if not 50 miles per hour back in northwest Oklahoma. We are under a wind advisory until 9 p.m. for those counties that border the I-44 corridor up north towards the Kansas state line and out west towards Oklahoma City. Most folks will live in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range, but we could see isolated gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. You can see wind speeds will stay elevated not only this evening, but for the start of tomorrow morning as well. Now, we're also tracking storm chances. Those are going to be ticking up late tonight through tomorrow with a severe weather threat. We'll talk about that and the timing coming up.
Tulsa police are investigating a shooting early Sunday morning that left one man dead in Midtown. Just before 2 a.m., officers were called to the parking lot of the Tradewinds Center Inn near I-44 in Harvard. They found a 28-year-old man who was shot in the parking lot. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Homicide detectives are asking anyone with information to call Tulsa Crime Stoppers. That number is 918-596-COPS. You can remain anonymous. Tulsa police are investigating after two people were shot in North Tulsa. Sunday morning at around 2, Tulsa police responded to a shooting call near East 63rd Street North and North Cheyenne. Officers say they found two people who had been shot, one inside of a home, the other outside. A 27-year-old woman was shot in the chest and a 16-year-old boy was shot in the arm. Both were taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. Police are still searching for a suspect. The city of Claremore is holding a public hearing about Project Mustang. Beale Infrastructure wants to build a data center at Claremore Industrial Park about 5 minutes from downtown. City leaders say they will provide information, answer community questions, and possibly vote in the Economic Development Tax Incentive District. It's happening during tonight's City Council meeting at 6 in the City Hall Council chambers. Millions of Americans are heading into retirement with not enough money saved, and where they live might make that crisis even worse. The National News Desk's Angela Brown explains.
A recent BlackRock survey laid out just how dire the situation is. 30% of registered voters have no retirement savings at all, 63% under $150,000 saved, far short of what most financial experts say that you're going to need.
What we see is people living longer, which is good, but the average American is going to spend 20 to 30 years in retirement. It used to be 10 to 15, and there's just more Americans in retirement.
And the pressure is even greater depending on where you retire. A new study shows the cost gap between red and blue states is staggering. Blue, leading Hawaii, tops the list at nearly $91,000 a year just for necessities, while California, the second most expensive, comes in at just over $73,000. On the other end, red states dominate the affordability end. West Virginia sits at just over $29,000 a year, and Tennessee and Texas each come in at just above $38,000.
Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer.
The president signing an executive order directing the Treasury Department to set up a new website where workers without a 401k can find low-cost retirement accounts and get up to $1,000 a year from the federal government to help them save. The trust fund for Social Security is projected to run out in 2032, and when that happens, monthly checks could be cut for millions of Americans, another major roadblock for retirees. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
I'm Atra El-Nashar in Washington. It's graduation season, and as the class of 2026 enters the workforce, many feel they have to compete with artificial intelligence, and the impact is catching some of the country's top business leaders off guard. Artificial intelligence stands to revolutionize our lives, for better or worse. If you want to know how young people feel about this, well, just ask an AI chatbot. They tend to have a mixed, often conflicted view of AI. They use it heavily, but many are increasingly skeptical about its long-term effects. Or you could ask former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, who learned this the hard way during his speech to the University of Arizona's class of 2026.
And thank you for inviting me to address this. It's really an honor for me to be here.
Schmidt tried to encourage graduates to embrace AI.
It will touch every profession, every classroom, every hospital, every laboratory, every person, and every relationship you have. I know what many of you are feeling about that. I can hear you.
At the University of Central Florida, real estate executive Gloria Caulfield heard it too.
AI capabilities are in the palm of our hands. And oh, I love it. Passion, let's go.
47% of recent grads say AI has already impacted hiring in their field, according to ZipRecruiter. They're not wrong. AI was cited as the reason for 1 in 4 job cuts last month, according to outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas.
So AI, okay, here we go.
Citadel CEO Ken Griffin proving it's not just entry or mid-level jobs impacted by AI.
To be blunt, work that we would usually do with people with masters and PhDs in finance over the course of weeks or months being done by AI agents over the course of hours or days.
Beyond the workforce, the presence of AI infrastructure, data centers, is impacting people of every demographic. According to Gallup, 7 in 10 Americans do not want new data centers built near them, citing energy use, higher utility bills, and quality of life concerns. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
The cost of crossing Trump. I'm Christine Frizzell in Washington, where we're about to find out just how far-reaching the consequences may be.
Tulsa's News Pulse is here, capturing the rhythm of green country from our city streets to your neighborhood, with more reporters covering more places.
We're here in Chelsea
with more stories. You can trust Tulsa's News Pulse to deliver real conversations, real impact.
How do you feel like this is going to impact public safety?
Real Tulsa.
What are you going to do to help?
Because the stories that shape your day should come from where you live. Tulsa's News Pulse, covering our communities.
Our dad is running for governor.
He said he's running because of me.
Because of all of us.
And not just us.
For everyone in Oklahoma.
But I think it's mostly me. My dad, Chip Keating, for governor.
You want dependable AC from a company that's been around for a long time doing business the right way. Many companies can say they're dependable, but at Air Assurance, we prove it. Air Assurance has been serving Tulsa communities with expert cooling care for decades. And right now, when you install a qualifying new system, you'll receive a free 10-year parts and labor warranty. That's not just coverage, that's long-term peace of mind from Air Assurance. If you want dependable AC backed by years of care, the Air Assurance warranty says it all. Another reason you can rest assured with Air Assurance.
Chevy drivers need a truck that shows up the same way they do. That's why Chevy Silverado is #1 in manufacturer loyalty. So they can go where others won't and always get it done. And as long as Chevy people keep showing up, we'll keep building trucks that do the same.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing or $6,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, get an additional $1,000 when you trade in an eligible vehicle. And now, eligible military personnel can get $1,000 bonus cash on most Chevy models.
John Echols is from the swamp. He's the ultimate insider. Echols was the architect of the largest tax increase in Oklahoma's history. Echols voted to raise our taxes by more than $500 million, hike our gas tax, and double the tax on Oklahoma energy production. While raising our taxes, John Echols cashed in on government contracts. Higher taxes for us, millions for himself. If we're going to defeat the swamp, we must defeat John Echols.
Our state government has over 380 boards and commissions. As governor, Chip Keating will cut those boards, doing what Donald Trump and Doge did in Washington, and put the money back in your pocket. Chip Keating for governor. It's time.
I'm Christine Frizzell on Capitol Hill, where one race for re-election is trumping all others in terms of money spent and revenge sought. 7-term Congressman Thomas Massie has defied the president multiple times, and the president, in turn, is coming for his seat. The results from the race may be emblematic of a bigger picture, at least for now.
We fought the president, the attorney general, the FBI director, the Speaker of the House, and the vice president to get this win.
It was a win that may cost him his job. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie's crusade to make the Jeffrey Epstein files public was a major thorn in President Trump's side, along with his opposition on some key legislative votes and his criticism of Israel and the war in Iran. Trump unleashing a series of posts about Massie over the weekend, calling him weak and pathetic, and the worst and most unreliable Republican congressman in the history of our country. The president hoping for yet another win after he helped tank Senator Bill Cassidy's re-election bid, following Cassidy's vote to convict Trump in his 2021 impeachment trial. Trump's Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth appearing in Kentucky with Massie's opponent.
President Trump does not need more people in Washington who are trying to make a point, especially from his own party. He needs people willing to help him win.
The race has become the most expensive House primary in history. Pro-Israel groups spending millions to try to defeat him.
You can tell that I'm ahead in the polls and they're desperate. That's why they're sending the Secretary of War to my district tomorrow. That's why the president's losing sleep and tweeting about this.
A rare show of support from fellow Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert brought a prompt rebuke from Donald Trump, calling on candidates to run against her, saying if the right person came along, it would be my honor to withdraw his endorsement of her. Boebert in turn responded that she will always be America first and MAGA.
The MAGA, or Make America Great Again movement, is proving resistant to just about everything. A recent Economist YouGov poll finds 93% of those who consider themselves MAGA still approve of President Trump, at a time the rest of the country is deeply discontented. His overall approval rating just 36%. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Stay tuned. We have more details on how one little bug is making a big fuss, plus how the power of the rodeo is helping bring the community together for a good cause.
Blubbering Cave with Liberty Biverty.
It's bundle and save on insurance with Liberty Mutual. Okay, let's do another take.
What do you want me to say?
The line. Say the line.
Oh, that's easy. The line.
Okay, let's pick it up tomorrow.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. The little pill with a big story to tell.
Cut! Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell.
Action!
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
It's time to get fired up, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team hits the field Saturday, May 30th, 5 o'clock at the BOK Center. It's military night, and the first 1,000 fans get a free T-shirt. Let's back the house. Tickets start at just $19. Experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com. Saturday, May 30th. Don't miss it.
A familiar light in every eye. Think, come on in, the water's fine. The memories of what's in store play like a song I've heard before. Where there's still joy in the simple things. And this is where my heart sings.
Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast.
We could see an isolated severe storm chance later this afternoon and evening, although our chance is not high. So far this past weekend, even though we've had a dry line set up out to the west, that cap has remained in place. What we do know is this overnight chance will provide us a better storm chance really across green country. For most of us, we're under the enhanced risk or level 3 out of 5, Noble, portions of Osage County as well, with the greater risk back up north towards Wichita and into Kansas. You can see we have this decreasing threat here as we go near the I-44 corridor and southeast. Overnight is when we're expecting that line of storms to move in. That's out ahead of a cold front. We mainly look at a damaging wind gust threat, 60 to 70 miles per hour, and a spin-up tornado threat as well. Although if we get an afternoon storm, that would pose a wind and hail risk. Now this cold front will not blast through the state, right? It's going to set up shop somewhere near the I-44 corridor tomorrow, so we'll see an additional storm risk by Tuesday afternoon and evening. This would mainly be for our eastern and southeastern counties, with maybe some showers expected north of the boundary, although that severe weather threat is not great. So what kind of risks are we talking about tomorrow? Well, the timeline I have on this is about 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Could see hail up to golf ball size, although hail threat may be a bit more isolated. Winds at 60 to 70 miles per hour. And once again, we have a very low tornado threat. Not everyone will see rainfall tomorrow, so that's why the flooding threat remains isolated, and really the higher rainfall totals tonight are expected across our northwestern counties, so those are two separate areas. See, storm chances will really tick up through the morning, and then we'll deal with an additional round in the afternoon and evening. Thankfully, Wednesday into Thursday, our severe threat dwindles down pretty quickly. We'd just be tracking shower and maybe isolated thunderstorm chances both of those days. Friday and Saturday may look dry, but I think our storm chances may be more overnight, so we'll have to watch for that as well. And rainfall totals over the next 7 days could be on the higher side, potentially 1 to 3 inches in some spots, maybe favoring southeastern Oklahoma. So let's time this out for us. Again, we were looking at the chance for an isolated storm, although that chance is low. Really, our storm chance will move in overnight. These are the storms out ahead of a cold front. We know we're tracking a weakening trend, although I don't think storms will dissipate that quickly as they get into I-44. I think we'll see this type of dissipation more in our eastern and southeastern counties. So plan on some folks potentially dealing with heavy rain for the early Tuesday morning commute. By the afternoon, everything trends more east and southeast. Doesn't mean we can't see a storm chance, though, in the Tulsa metro. Going forward, our rain chances become more spotty, more light showers Wednesday and Thursday, so we're not tracking severe weather there, and a warm-up heading into this weekend with highs returning to the low 80s by Friday and Saturday.
I'm David Ostro. I flew combat missions for the U.S. Navy hunting Soviet submarines. I built my company from 1 employee to over 1,000.
As Oklahoma's chief operating officer, David Ostro cut waste and put Oklahoma's checkbook online so you can track every dollar.
I've hunted America's enemies. I've hunted fraud, waste, and abuse. And now, I'm hunting career politicians.
David Ostro, Republican for Lieutenant Governor. Same oath, new mission.
Gentner Drummond's not well. For years, he's suffered from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Drummond hates President Trump so much, he gave $1,000 to Joe Biden in 2020. Refused to defend Trump after Democrats impeached him.
The president was impeached, and should he have been? I don't have an opinion on it.
And Drummond's bankrolled by Obama lawyer Rod Rosenstein, the architect of the Mueller witch hunt. Gentner Drummond, Trump deranged liberal, unfit for governor.
Tulsa County Sheriff Vic Regalado.
I'm Vic Regalado, Sheriff of Tulsa County. I was honored to speak at President Trump's rally. I back Trump because he's a smart businessman who has law enforcement's back and puts America first. That's also why I'm backing Nathan Butterfield for Congress. Nathan is an accomplished businessman who built his restoration company from the ground up. Washington doesn't need more polished politicians. Washington needs some Oklahoma grit. So let's send Nathan Butterfield to Congress.
I'm Nathan Butterfield, and I approve this message.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. So when the job is heavy, GMC Sierra HD reports for duty. Right now, get 4.9% APR on 2026 GMC Sierra heavy-duty models. Visit your Green Country GMC dealers.
We are on the front lines every day. We need a governor who's got our back.
Like Charles McCall.
McCall has backbone. He's not scared of the establishment or the radical left. McCall passed the toughest immigration law in America and banned sanctuary cities.
As governor, McCall will stand with President Trump every time
and deport every illegal in Oklahoma. That's right. More than 30 Oklahoma sheriffs backed Charles McCall for governor.
And we hope you will too.
Federal data shows weekly ER visits for tick bites have reached their highest level since 2017. The CDC reports ER visits spiked in April. Last month, there were at least 104 visits compared to 68 visits in 2025. The majority of U.S. regions are seeing an increase in tick activity. The agency is urging people to take preventative steps to protect against ticks and serious diseases. The World Health Organization has declared the Ebola outbreak in Uganda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo as a health emergency of international concern. At least 80 deaths have been attributed to the outbreak, which was first reported in an eastern Congo province on Friday. There are hundreds of suspected cases, including one that crossed the border into Uganda. According to the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there is no known treatment or vaccine for the strain at the center of this outbreak.
As Will Rogers Stampede prepares for their big Memorial Day weekend rodeo, organizers are also trying to help out one of their own when they need it most. Locust Grove native and professional rodeo cowboy Jesse Stipes broke his leg during a rodeo in New Mexico. Currently unable to make money doing the job he loves, his friends and competitors are setting up a benefit to help him out during his road to recovery. This benefit includes an auction with items ranging from local artwork, boots, and other donations, like an African safari valued at $17,000. A fellow rodeo cowboy and Will Rogers Stampede event organizer, Brody Popano, set up this benefit in honor of Jesse and told me why he wanted to help.
Steer ropers are all a close-knit family. We're just like family as a whole, and we want to support the guys that are with us and our friends. You know, he's a guy that lives over here that day works and ranches for a living, and obviously with a broken leg, it's hard to ride a horse and make a living for your family, so we're trying to help him get through this rough time.
And if you want to help out Jesse, we have a GoFundMe link on this web story, as well as the schedule for all the rodeo events coming up this weekend. In Claremore for Tulsa's News Pulse, I'm Ian Nickel.
We'll be tracking overnight strong storms late tonight through tomorrow morning with a weakening trend through the Tuesday mid-morning hours. Then we'll be dealing with another storm chance southeast with showers by midday.
They're spending millions attacking me. Big insurance, big pharma, dark money. I'm not surprised. I took them on, won, and made them pay. I sued the insurance companies that cheated Oklahomans. I made big pharma pay back millions they scammed from working families. As governor, I'll keep fighting greedy corporations who are ripping off Oklahomans. As governor, I'll fight for you.
Gittner Drummond, a proven conservative fighter.
Your body is always working toward a better version of you, fighting for you from the inside out. And phytonutrition helps this work thrive. Natural support stored in whole fruits and vegetables delivers this phytonutrition daily, so your body can keep building what it loves. You. Fight the good fight. Whole food phytonutrition plus balance of nature. The Phytonutrition Company.
The doctor's like, well, here's a heartbeat, here's another heartbeat, here's another. It's triplets. It's definitely triplets. God doesn't make mistakes. All life is sacred to him.
Noel was always great in that if
we can help our kids learn to love Jesus, everything else would come together in the right place. The next generation of Oklahoma kids and grandkids deserve a plan for their future.
Mike has a plan. He is the man with the plan.